Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant, and I'm very pleased to be joined this morning by Sophie Forrest Lavery from the Forrest Group. Morning.
Morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. We got that right in the end. So this is quite a milestone for both of us because the last podcast we did was in January 2020, which was over 3 years ago, obviously pre-COVID. It was episode 16 and this is episode 96. So we've come a long way and you've come a long way in what you've been doing. Just to give people a little bit of a background, you provide business solutions to medium and small sized businesses, or small and medium sized businesses based around HR. Let's talk about what's changed in those 3 years and where you are now with it all.
So I think when we last met, what I was hoping to achieve is to have all of the services that we offer then come under the sort of umbrella parent company of Forrest Group, and pleased to obviously say that we've achieved that. So under the Forrest Group brand, we have the 5 services of HR, health and safety, training, payroll, and health and wellbeing. HR still very much the flagship brand and service that is still by far the busiest and the most popular. Health and safety very close second now. With regards to HR, I was at the time, I think when we last spoke, I was hoping to sort of move more into the London market. Again, we've pleased to say we've been successful with that. I do a lot of BD work in London. Have quite a large network up there now. But still very much focusing on local businesses. Very much national, because of the coverage of the consultants that work with Forrest Group. We can service businesses all over. I think we've got businesses in Wales, Bristol, Lincoln, then obviously right down to south as well.
So moving up into London because it's bigger businesses, it's more action, if you like. This makes sense, doesn't it?
Very much so. And when I'm sort of up there, focusing on that London industry, I'm sort of focusing on HR and health and safety. So doing quite a lot in sort of construction, property and build, FM, facilities management.
Thank you, because I wouldn't have known what that
is. Bigger businesses. We don't not want the small businesses. We're able to provide services for businesses of all sizes, even if you've just got one employee. Still very much happy to support those. The big businesses.
I guess with the world we live in, you can service businesses pretty much all over the southeast anyway, right? So you obviously have to go out to the businesses and talk to them look at their services
absolutely we do. So and that's really important for us. We want to obviously get to know the business, the people. It's very much about the relationship. The service that we provide is very personal and very much sort of tailored for that business. They don't ever deal with, say, like a call center or anything like that. They deal with us. We get to know their business and so on. But and then again, it depends on the business. If every time they want to have a meeting with us or anything, if they want that in person, we go there in person. If they're happy to do some of it on a Zoom or Teams call, that's also fine. I think that's the beauty of the service, is that it's completely tailored for them and what they want it to be.
Did you win an award?
I did. So, I haven't done any awards for a couple of years, actually. So it's probably about time that
was
I do that.
Was that a while ago you won that?
But it was a while ago, So I won a female entrepreneur for the SME awards for the Southeast.
Very good. Very cool.
Thank you.
Let's talk about, I think, because we were going to talk about training and how you help people with training. And you've got some courses coming up.
We have. So with our training service, I guess it's kind of split into 2 main areas. So we have our sort of pre-booked, pre-organised courses where companies can have their managers or other members of staff sign up and book a place on those on a per delegate basis. Or more than one, obviously, delegate. And then we have also bespoke training, so where we will put together a package specifically for that business. If there's certain areas that they want covered, or we might pull some of the pre-booked courses to get like the content together.
Okay.
All of our training is led by in-house trainer, Director of Training and HR Services, Jackie Falvey.
Right.
She's an excellent trainer, and she's able to create whatever the client wants.
Okay.
And then, with the pre-booked ones, we've actually got one coming up.
Yes.
On the 12th of September, which is managing conflict in the workplace. Did I say 12th of September?
Yes, you did.
Yes, the 12th of September.
Yep.
Places are just £99 per delegate to book on. It's just a half day over Zoom. It's a really good course. I suspect at some point, unfortunately, somebody or a business will have
absolutely
that sort of conflict in the workplace, how they deal with it. We can provide the foundations for that.
So people can book that on your website? Yeah,
they can book it, or not so much put through the website, but they can contact us.
Okay.
hello@theforestgroup.co.uk.
Excellent.
And book their space for that.
It's a great topic. Well, not a great topic, but it's a topic that can come up in businesses and very, very hard to manage. Yeah. Managing conflict. It's like dealing with children, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got some other great courses. One that we had a while back, which was very popular, which was managing mental health in the workplace.
Right.
And we were fortunate enough for that to be co-hosted, as well as obviously Jackie, with a guy called Henry Saha, who's very, very well experienced and knowledgeable in that mental health in the workplace space. So that was extremely popular course. Other ones are Introduction to Management, Introduction to HR for managers. So that doesn't go into a huge amount of depth, but it does give you the grounding of how to deal with HR matters.
Okay.
Should you want to obviously deal with that yourself.
Okay. You mentioned Jackie earlier. Now I know she's been with you a long time, but let's talk about the rest of your team.
Yeah. So we have Sarah James. So Sarah James is our head of operations. So head of group operations. So Sarah is, I guess, like a deputy to me, really. Okay. So she's probably the main point of contact for all of the clients that her and I look after. And that's not just for HR, but then that's across the board. So she then assists Nick Adams. So Nick Adams is our head of health and safety, who has I was going to say over 30 years, but that makes him sound really old, and
he won't appreciate
He won't appreciate that. But he's very knowledgeable, particularly in construction industry. And I mean, with our health and safety, it's quite a breadth of what we cover, which is, I think, relatively unusual for a health and safety company. Yeah. It's your standard policy documents, like general health and safety, implementing risk assessments, ensuring that your health and safety compliance is in place. But we also do the third-party accreditations, which is things like safe contractor, construction line, a few more acronyms here, SMAS, CHAS.
All right, I've heard of the CHAS one.
Yeah. Yeah. And also ISO or ISO. I say ISO. I think I'm wrong in saying it ISO, but
it's easier.
Anyway, easier. Yeah. I think particularly with the ISO stuff, that's quite unusual. I believe for all of that to be in house. But as an auditor that Nick he's able to then provide those services as well.
Yeah, that sort of sets you above others, doesn't it? You have to offer all those services.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then still have the other. So obviously Jackie, as you mentioned, obviously as well as being our head of training, she also has her HR clients that she looks after. And the same for Grace Lord, she looks after her clients as well. In the Surrey area.
And what do you do?
Nothing. I play golf. No, I don't. So I'm very much involved with the clients with Sarah. I look after any payroll queries that come in for the payroll part of our business, health and wellbeing as well if we get inquiries with that. But I guess mainly, I suppose my role is more BD focused now. So I'm going out doing all of the networking, trying to bring in as much business as possible,
driving it forward.
Trying to think about the years ahead. I mean, I've been working very closely with Nick with health and safety. That's been an area that we've been really promoting. but yeah, so yeah, just
okay.
development.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, any business owner who's got a team underneath them needs to really concentrate on that, you know, because
absolutely.
I mean, the phone does ring, but you know, sometimes you've got to go out and get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, and I've got a great team. You know, Sarah, as I say, is constantly my right hand man. So woman. So she's without her, I think it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Yeah. Well, many podcasts I've done, a lot of the conversations about if you haven't got a good team around you, you're not going to move forward.
100%.
And that's probably this, and that's the same for everything, as any business. Yeah. Now, new website launched.
Yes. So no, we've been. We've had our Forrest HR website for quite some time. Yeah. Obviously, like I said, when we were then looking at having the Forrest group with the different businesses below them, we had then the different websites sort of separate to that. We've now just consolidated it all together, updated it with some of the content and stuff in there. So yeah, that's live. So
excellent. Okay, so the URL for that is
theforestgroup.co.uk.
Okay, all right. So anyone check that out?
Yeah, do.
Okay, and do you still get the buzz like you used to, Sophie, about doing this sort of stuff and going out and getting a new business and enjoying it? And
it's my favourite bit. Definitely is going out and getting the business. Yeah. It's the satisfaction and lift that it gives me to be able to speak to a client and, you know, promote our services to them, for them to then get a message back to say, yeah, great, we want to go ahead. And it's, you know, I don't think you can beat that feeling. Equally, we had a really nice comment from a client the other day that I worked quite hard to get on board. We got them on board, did some initial work for them on a I guess like ad hoc basis, because obviously our services are ad hoc, purchase and retained. Yeah. And I was just sort of checking in, making sure everything was okay. And the message I got back, just it was just like, yeah, you know, everything's great. We're so pleased with what's happened. So pleased to just have such a professional company that we can now rely on to help us with people management. And I mean, that's what you do it for, right? Yeah. To get messages like that. Yeah, to know definitely. That you're really making a difference.
Yeah, and they know that you're there for them. That's the important part, isn't it, for businesses, small and medium-sized businesses.
Yeah. And I think they like our approach. We don't like some other sort of outsourced providers, not naming any names, the big ones. They sit very much on the fence with their advice. Obviously, they probably have to in their terms, but I think what you'll find with us and other sort of smaller HR firms is that we don't sit on the fence. You know, we will say to a business, this is really what you need to be doing. Okay. At the end of the day, it's up to you. But we just really put ourselves in their shoes and just give them that pragmatic advice that they can actually implement.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So anyone out there needs some help with health and safety or HR or any of the other things, training, there is some other things that you offer, like wellbeing and payroll, but the important things are the health and safety and the HR. Yeah. Please get in touch with Sophie. All her details are on the Brilliant Businesses website. Yeah. You can get in touch with her. She said what the website was earlier, so we can get in touch with her through that. And thanks, Sophie. I've followed your business since you started it, and however long ago that was, and we've supported
2018.
you. 2018. And it's grown so much, and it's been a great time following you all the way through. So thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. So we'll see you for another podcast soon. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.